Tony? No? Okay, we move on. Guy Havard is in the room, so please be patient. Guy Havard, Sky Sports.
Yes, Stephen, if you can just update us on injuries, please, particularly Aaron Connolly.
Yeah, Aaron is doubtful, you would say, very doubtful with a foot injury. It's an impact injury, so he's struggling at the moment. We'll have to see how he is.
He's definitely not ruled out yet then.
Well, we'll have to wait and see how he goes. He's up against it.
Any other injuries?
No, to be honest, everyone's fully fit really, bar Aaron. The players are in good form, and they've been trained well this morning. Really good session, and everyone is looking forward to the game.
Excellent,
Thank you.
Will O'Callaghan?
Hi Stephen. Just if Aaron Connolly was to be ruled out for tomorrow, were you happy with the impact that James Collins and Shane Long had from the bench?
Yeah, I was quite pleased really that obviously they were both involved in the goal. In fact, all the substitutes were involved in the second goal. Robbie Brady played that initial pass in, and Shane Long and James Collins finished it, of course. And so yeah, I mean, we've got good options, and Troy Parrott also is in the picture as well, so to come into the squad. So we have I'm pleased with the options that we have.
In terms of the options, Stephen, are you likely to make many changes for tomorrow evening, or can we expect many of the 11 from midweek to play again?
Well, it's not my intention to give the team away, to give any advantage to the opposition. But I thought it was a really good performance today. I felt so many good. We can gain a lot of confidence from it. That's what I feel. We can gain a lot of confidence from the game. I think we showed great composure in possession. We showed good understanding of tactically about the game itself against Serbia. I think the players used the width of the pitch really well. They passed it sharp and incisively, and it created some chances and scored 2 goals. Obviously, we're not happy with. We've not conceded too many chances. So concede 3 goals from sort of 4 chances. We wouldn't be pleased about that. But overall, I thought it was a very good display, and the players can take confidence from that going into this game now.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Paul Walsh from Virgin.
Nice, Kieran. Hi, Stephen. How are things?
Hi, Paul.
Is tomorrow's game a must-win for you?
Is it a must-win? In what context, Paul?
Just to get the campaign off to get a few points on the board. And also, of course, your record isn't so good at the moment. So from the two-pronged point of view, I suppose, is it important for that?
Yeah, no, it's important that we win the game. I think it is important. There's no doubt about that. I think it's only, the campaign is 8 games. So listen, I really feel we deserved a point in Belgrade. There's a couple of pivotal moments in the game, obviously, that I'd spoken about you tonight. One, obviously, the penalty decision against Aaron Connolly, and the second one, the concession of our second goal, was certainly a pivotal moment. So I think, it's important then that we bounce back from that and try and beat Luxembourg tomorrow. Luxembourg have had a lot of good form recently and had some good wins to their credit. So they're not the Luxembourg of old. They're a different proposition, but nevertheless, it's a game that we must look to try and win.
Thank you. Best of luck.
Thank you.
I think Tony O'Donoghue's just rejoined us there. Tony, are you there yet?
I am indeed, yes. Can you hear me?
Yep, go ahead. 2 questions.
Okay, thank you. Hi, Stephen.
Hi, Tony.
I'm not sure if it's been asked already, but have you thought about changing the shape of the team as per every opponent you face now, rather than you changed the system a little on Thursday against Serbia? Is that something now? Is it horses for courses? Is it systems for courses, so to speak?
Yeah, like we can't ignore that possibility. I think the way you achieve success generally is through continuity. So it is a contradiction to say that, but you do have to adapt, and sometimes depending on what players you have available and the opposition you face, we played 3-4-1-2 the other night against Serbia. I think sometimes when you've got Seamus Coleman and Matt Doherty in the same team, you've got Kieran Clark, who's a left-footed player, can play in the back three, and you've got Enda Stevens and Matt Doherty, who traditionally have played as wing backs for their clubs. When you have a striker like Aaron Connolly, who's suited to playing in a front two, playing against a 3-4-3 system that Serbia play, it made sense. It made a lot of sense, and I felt the players took information on board very quickly, and I thought they were excellent overall. It was a really good performance, but really good. And when I watched it back again, it reiterated that, it just said, the players are very good on the night, and definitely we've left at least 1 point behind us, and we're disappointed with that, but the atmosphere is very, very good. Morale is good. It's different than the other camps, probably because we haven't had COVID influence in this camp, and that has had a major impact on our other camps. I think we've always lost players, and it was in the infancy really of COVID in sort of September, October, where people weren't sure the impact of it, the impact on their families. There was that sort of uncertainty, and that decimated our camp. Really, this feels different. This feels like morale is really good. Players are very relaxed, and they played well the other night. Disappointed to lose, so we want to sort of put in that level of performance, but win tomorrow. That has to be the objective. That has to be the objective.
And can I ask you, because of the unfortunate injury to Aaron Connolly, he's out of the squad now, does that give Troy Parrott an opportunity? He wasn't even on the bench the other night because you had to leave 4 players off. Does he get, I suppose, elevated into the matchday squad now, in your view?
Yeah, Troy Parrott certainly comes into the picture. I think that's Troy knows how highly I regard him, and I think he's finding his way, at the moment in league football. But obviously he's been terrific for all the international teams, and for me as under-21 international manager, he was outstanding. So he would come into the squad if Ireland misses out.
Thanks, Stephen.
Thanks.
The 42, please.
Hi, Stephen. Are you
How you doing?
by Mark Travers in goal tomorrow night?
Am I sticking by? Well, I'm not picking the team now at the moment, but certainly, we're not gonna select a team or confirm anyone's in or out at the moment. So I think I haven't picked a team, so it wouldn't be fair for me to do it in the media. The players are not aware of the team quite yet, so maybe the later. So I don't think that would be fair if I did that.
Yeah, I asked just because you had flagged that Mark would start ahead of the game in Serbia, so that's why.
Yeah, no, it's a fair question. No, it's a fair question.
And then just one other question, Stephen. Like, do you feel you need to freshen things up, given make selection based on energy? Because tough game in Belgrade, and it's only 3 days between that game and Saturday.
Yeah, that's the dilemma. It is. Some players, are rare to go. Really, they want to play. Everyone wants to play. That's the nature of players in international squads. Everyone wants to play, and they're all supporting each other. Shane Duffy been quite inspirational behind the scenes, even though he hasn't been playing, urging his teammates on and been very selfless in with regard to the whole your country comes first, and that's that's his mantra, if you like. I think he that's That's the way how he's approached it, and he's really getting behind everyone.
Cheers.
Okay, we've
Thank
just
you.
got time for Ed Leahy now from the live section, then we'll have to move into the embargoed.
Stephen, I suppose I just want to ask you about watching Ireland Connolly go down with suffering with one of the cramp after 65 minutes for a young player. It highlighted the fact that several members of the squad were lacking match fitness going into the game. Is that something that you would consider for future squads, do you think?
In relation to consider for future squads, how do you mean?
Just in terms of, like, I suppose it's not a good look for a young lad going down after
Right.
65 minutes. So just in terms of, would you be more maybe look more to focusing on players who are playing week in, week out with the clubs, if it means losing a little bit of quality?
I think you have to take each individual case in its merits. I don't think you can just have a blanket rule. I think Aaron's got cramp. It's not like him. It does sort of reflect, I suppose, his recent injury history. And that's been the issue, and that has obviously affected his training patterns because he's had a rib injury, so he couldn't train for a number of weeks. And before that, he had this sort of intermittent hamstring injury. So it has affected his training. But listen, he's a terrific prospect. Gives everything. He played through the pain barrier. He's someone who is going to be a very, very good player for Ireland. Someone that we know can play in a few positions for us and has that acceleration and pace and the ability, potentially the ability to score goals for Ireland, and that's that's something we should cherish. And he's just been unlucky, really. He's just been unfortunate with injuries, fractured rib, an impact injury on the foot, and the hamstring injury. So these are 3 separate injuries in a 4 or 5 month period. So it's difficult for him to contend with that because he loves playing for his country, really determined, knew that he wanted to make an impact in this World Cup campaign. So it's tough for him.
And then I suppose just what has your opinion been of Jason Knight throughout the camp, and how close was he to featuring in Serbia?
Yeah, Jason, is a terrific young player, and again, Josh Cullen and Jason Malumbi got the nod, but Jason's very close as well, and he's we're very pleased with Jason, his form. Obviously, I've got to see Jason a lot for Derby County. I've seen him quite a lot. He's played in a lot of different positions for Derby, and we're very pleased with him.
Okay,
Thank
we're
you.
going to move into the embargoed section.